Hey, you guys, it's F.A.M.I.S.H.E.D, winding down late night conversation, and we have a great show for you tonight. We gonna do it like we do it all the time. I'm CEO and founder of Exquisite PR Firm, and I'm the host of Exquisite Conversation that comes on Thursday nights at now it's 9 p.m. from 9 p.m. Central Standard Time and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we also have, again, winding down late night conversation. To the top left-hand side of me, I have...
none other than King Jacob, boy Jacob Soon, the baby mama favorite radio host. Called Nard Music Management. And, the $1 million voice of the music industry. Where I bring you the finest and only the best talent around the world. And to the top right, I have
Christou DaKeeng. I'm a singer, entrepreneur, artist. I do many things. I'm a father and a husband. And you can catch me, Christou DaKeeng, on everything.
All right.
Appreciate y'all for inviting me.
Yes,
Absolutely.
sir. Yes, sir. For sure. So, who is Christou DaKeeng?
Who is Christou DaKeeng? Simply put, a man of many talents. It came from exploring my music, and doing more of my music. I had like a very low budget coming from small country town in South Carolina. And so I just started, doing things for myself. I had an artistic background growing up as far as drawing. So, I started doing my graphics, my graphic design, my logos. And then just in building all of that, I developed a company that would basically tailor, different things for artists as far as facilitating the paperwork on the back end, understanding how to establish yourself as a brand and a business, or, also connecting you with different producers or music studios, and different opportunities to help yourself monetize, in different ways. So, I've evolved from just being, that guy that could sing to, just budding into a future music mode. So that's what I'm working on for myself.
Okay. Avani J, would you like to follow up on, the dialogue that he just told us?
I just think that's amazing. How old were you when you realized that you were musically inclined to the fact or to the capacity to where you wanted to write songs and be a songwriter?
I was 12. I was 12 years old. So I've been singing ever since I've been 3 years old. I started singing in church, and I just had the anointing over my voice to where people would stand up on their feet, they're crying, they just in the spirit, just different things like that. And so I've always had an interest for that because I would kind of travel in different circuits around the area, as far as churches. And so probably when I was 10 years old, I decided to do a talent show at school. And the people that didn't go to the churches I went to, they didn't know I could sing because I didn't just walk around singing in school like that, So I was actually a nerd. I was making all A's. I was in science clubs and stuff like that. So I wasn't, I didn't show people that side of me. So I decided to do which one was the first one? The first one I did the national anthem. So people was like, oh, that's cool. And then the next one I did All My Life by Casey and JoJo. And people was like, oh, I didn't know you could sing like you can sing. I was like, yeah. So, from there, it kind of just explored into something. But, like I said, I was a visual artist. So I wanted to be an animator. So I really didn't even see myself in the music business. I just saw myself singing and doing it for fun, just doing it for love. But then I kind of explored rap at age 12. And from there, I discovered Ludacris, who is like one of my favorite rappers of all time. And like the way he was like doing like maneuvering your mind with his words, it was just amazing to me. And I already was like very fluent in poetry. Like I would always do poetry because I got that from my mom. That was something she did in college. So from there, like I was like, well, it's kind of like creating a poem. So I just wanted to dive into music writing. And so from there, like majority of the music you hear from me, I've written.
Okay, that's amazing. I hope by the end of the show we can hear something.
Oh, I got you. I'm one of those on the spot people because, like, I'm kind of well known in South Carolina, so like people will approach me all the time. Oh, I can sing. I was like, oh, okay, all right, sing right now. And then they pause. Because a lot of people ain't ready for that. But I've been around different people, so I'm ready. Like at a drop of a dime, I'm ready to go.
Okay, so I heard you say that you're a father, you're a husband, you're a man of many, many hats. And you look very young. So what's interesting to me is that people didn't know you could sing. I mean, obviously your family members, they knew. So what would you say? You started off in the gospel realm. You started rapping at 12. What would you say? Are you an R&B artist right now, or do you mix the gospel with the R&B, or is there a different type of hook? Are you soul singer? Or
I primarily sing. I'm in between R&B and hip hop. I haven't sang gospel in a long time. Like I do for funerals when I'm requested to, or weddings or anything like that. Whatever I'm requested to do, I can pretty much please the crowd either with covers or things like that. But I primarily do R&B and hip hop.
Okay. And is there anyone that you would like to tour with?
Oh man.
Amazing question.
That's a crazy question because like I know I'm young. I'm 34. But I'm kind of old in the music game. But as far as like people I really admire, they all gone. Like Michael, Prince, like Marvin Gaye. That's like one of my favorites. You know what I mean? So it's kind of tough as to now because I'm like competing with these people. J. Cole, my same age. Drake, my same age. So It's like I would love to work
so
with
you're
those
not a baby. It's just you just got a baby face. You're not young. You got a little bit of age, got a little bit of wisdom there. Then okay.
Hey,
So
black don't crack.
Have you traveled with your music yet?
In the Southeast, I've done some things in the North, but I've primarily done Atlanta, South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, and these areas. But that's what I'm looking to do now is like really book a tour that can take, somewhere further because I've been heard in California, Kenya, and Dubai, and so many places. Like people actually reach out to me. I got a friend now. Like Christou is actually Christou in Greek, and it means son of Christ. It's a family name. So I got a guy now in Greek. His first name is Christou, and he calls me his cousin. So we have no relation, but we call each other cousin, and so that's so cool. So I want to reach out to people that's been reaching out to me over the years. So that's what I'm looking to do.
That's funny that you say that because your name does mean that, and that is a powerful name. And everyone that I know that has that name are usually business owners or entrepreneurs in some type of form. I worked for a guy with that same name that owned a fleet of trucks because I also drive trucks. I'm an 18-wheeler female truck driver too. So that name is the people with that name you got. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They end up millionaires for some reason. I have no idea why. But nevertheless, I heard that you say you went to North Carolina, South Carolina, you know, in those main areas. Have you ever thought about coming to Chicago?
Me and my wife actually have some friends in Chicago, and we've been talking about doing it all year, and just things that kind of like pushed it back. But definitely, we supposed to do it this year, next year, sometime like that. So I'm definitely for that. I mean, like
Definitely.
now has been I mean, it's interesting you said something about trucking because I actually started that venture last year. I bought a box truck, and I went with different contracts, and that turned out to not be favorable for me to, really build a pocket up, because a lot of those repairs or like if your employee did something crazy, you get
Mm,
fined
mm.
$1,000 like right then and there, and then you got to make up the difference. So a lot of that stuff I learned, and it those repairs really got me. So like it set me back, and really I made more money actually being on the road, but I discovered that so late, so
Yeah.
I love that venture, you know what I mean? So it's something that I definitely plan to just go back into full force and really have a line that, can run, because a lot of especially Black women are getting into that market, and they're really like taking it full speed. They're very organized, and it's keeping, I don't know what all this news about, trucking's backed up, this, that, and the third. Man, people working, and they getting to their bread, so I love that. I love that. And I just wanted to say that because that's funny you mentioned that.
Yeah. And I would never knew, but you definitely can always connect to Jacob outside of and or me outside of here, and I can do whatever I can and guide you and connect you to the right owner operators and people who can put you where you need to be. And instead of, that box truck, go ahead and run you local if you want to in the rail yards out there. And you
Yeah,
guys are right there by the you guys are right there by the bayou in the ocean. So they have the cranes come in and you can do a short run, make 3,400, 5,000, 6,000 a week if you want. And that's
right,
running by
right,
yourself. So you figure if you flip out at 12 hours and someone else jumps in your truck at that 12 hours, you bringing in 12,000 to the truck, you pay them 2,500, you keep the rest, put the rest up, and that's how you keep your money going for the repairs.
right. I wish I bought the 18 wheeler first. I went with the box truck.
Well, you
I was
just have to buy
introduced to it.
the tractor part. The trailer part you can rent. But we can talk about that at off screen because I can definitely. I've been doing- I do that. I do that. I've been doing it for a little bit, and I do that to it got my kids through college. So I mean, I must say, logistics is definitely a field where logistics and transportation is definitely a field that will always be needed, even if they do what they plan to do. And I actually saw um, those automatic trucks where they don't need people to drive them. They are driving themselves. But
Yeah,
guess what they can't do? They can't back up and they can't dock. So regardless of however you guys try to get the human body out of that market, you'll never be able to do it. It's just like computers. You're always
wow,
going to need someone to run a computer or work on them, or cyberspace or cybernet or cybersecurity. Just as well as
right.
that, they're always going to need someone hands-on in logistics. So I always try to tell people to, one thing is to do something that you love to do. So when you get up, it doesn't feel like you're going to work. You're happy
Mhm.
going. And secondly, find something that they won't take from here. The United States is when I mean here, and take it across seas,
Right.
and let them have it because they'll work for $15 less or whatever. So find something that you can do here and be profitable, or just do something and have enough money to buy it and let other people work for you. And that's my intentions, because
Right.
I definitely am not a truck driver. I do
Me
it
neither.
for the money. That's the only reason why I do it. I love it now. I didn't love it at first because you get dirty, you get grimy. My hands are hurting. My hands are very, very sore because it's a lot of metal and I'm pulling a lot of weight. But my kids graduate, they go to college, and they were fine by way of that truck. So, and PR, because I'm a public relations CEO and founder, I am definitely well-rounded and capable of doing a lot of different things. So not only can we talk about logistics, but if you and your wife want to talk to us after the show, or maybe set up a consultation tomorrow, we could try to get some things together, and I can get you guys here at this club called Rage and see what you guys can do, and maybe make it an all-nighter for you. I don't know, but that's what I do for a living, and that's what I love to do. My passion is public relations and making people's name a household name. So that's what I love to do. So
That's
yeah.
all right. That's all
I don't
right.
even
What
know
can I
you're
ask
on
you
me.
something?
Talk about
what
you. Yes, you can.
what experiences in public relations, like in your journey of that,
Mm-hmm.
have shaped you into who you are now? Like, was there something like a tough hurdle you ran into that was like, oh, I'm not doing that again, or anything like that? You have any experiences like that?
Oh, of course, absolutely. Public relations is one of the most dangerous, um, shark forbidden places to be on the planet. I have no idea why I
Mm.
chose that genre to be in as far as being an entrepreneur. I could have picked anything else. I could have built houses. I don't know. I could have picked anything else, but I always, by nature, I'm a caregiver. My father was bedridden. I grew up with my father being disabled, and so being a caregiver is all I knew. And to make people happy, to make someone else happy, makes me happy.
That's
And
all right.
so that it would be a give and take thing. I prayed about it, and took acting classes and so on and so forth, and did acting classes for about 4 years, and then ventured off into. I always love music. Always. I mean, you don't really know or think that you're in a studio or you're doing studio things when you're young. But I mean, I was in front of the tape recorder, pushing record and fast forward and stop it and rewind and doing all those things. So I'm like, man, maybe I'm an engineer, music engineer. Maybe I'm a radio host. I don't know. Let's see. God put me in
All
a
right.
position that I need to be in. Next thing you know, I began to intern at a radio station for 7 years at
Mm.
WRLR 98.3. And I was mentored by Mrs. Cheryl Dunlap, who I love so very much, who formed me into this amazing person that I am. And from that point, I began to realize that I was in public relations. I was connecting the dots to people, letting people be heard first on the radio. Radio was the first contact. And so I began to venture out and learn my field and go back to college and search out things that needed to be done. And someone gave me an opportunity. And it just so happened that the person who gave me the opportunity to test out my public relations skills just so happened to be a 7-time Gospel Award winning artist, Pamela Johnson,
Mm.
out of Atlanta, Georgia. So she gave me my first opportunity, and then the next thing you know, I was behind the scenes at the Steeple Awards and the Rice Awards, and it just went on from there. And rest in peace, her soul. She just passed away in February, last February, of cancer. She was a 5-time cancer survivor. So I had that opportunity, and in that opportunity, and in the places that I was in at my life, my bills were down. And what I mean when I say that is that God had, and the energies of the world had. I didn't realize the people that I didn't realize I was around people like the Wayans and their kids, or I didn't see that. I just see people like me and you, like us regular people. We all just regular, go out after church on Sunday and just whatever.
Right.
Percy Beatty, um, the person who sits in the front, one of the most important people in the music industry and in the gospel realm. I made him some tea. I had no idea he was Percy Beatty. I knew he was Percy Beatty, but that was the amazing thing. Everyone said I was regular. I was normal. I wasn't starstruck at all. And then Capriccio Skates. Capricio was very, very important. He produced the very first um, Beyonce record, and I didn't
Mm.
realize that. At that point, I still didn't realize that I had a Rolodex, a phone full of A-listers, of people that were very, very important in the world. And I think I still didn't for a couple of years. And I think we all get our asses handed to us from time to time in the PR world. And
The artist
that's what
world
happened.
too.
Yeah, I got my ass handed to me a couple of times, and I figured out that it's a strategy to this thing, and I figured out I need to remain teachable. I figured out that I needed to shadow people, and I needed to be around people who were of importance, and so I had to stop moving so fast, um, relax, figure out this trucking thing because I couldn't manifest both of them in my mind at the same time because I would be in the truck, but I would be daydreaming about what I was going to do for this artist or how am I going to make it happen or what am I going to do. So I had to stop, use my use my acting skills, and say every day, Nicole, you're a truck driver. What do truck drivers do? And they look dirty and get my hands dirty. So I had to turn myself into a truck driver.
Yeah.
And
Right.
and turning myself
That's
into a truck
crazy.
driver, I came back to PR because that's where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to help people make their names a household name. That's where I'm the most comfortable is. And when God puts you somewhere that you're late because things happen in an expedient manner. Things will start
Mhm.
happening really, really fast and you will be feeling like you can't catch up. But that's because you're late. You were supposed to be there already. Once I realized that and I started to understand the Lord and how He works and all that good stuff, here I am today. But have I had some hurdles? Yes. Scary hurdles. Hurdles that'll make you say, I'm never doing that again. I go do a 9 to 5. And then I say, just kidding. Even with
Right.
trucking, even with trucking, I'm a boss. I can't. I'm just a boss by nature. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't
I
do
hear
it. So
you.
yeah, that's
I
what
hear
happened.
you. You
Yeah.
sound like you a Leo.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm an Aquarius.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. We vibe. We
That,
vibe. I'm a Leo.
oh, okay. Yeah,
Mm.
no, I'm an Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius. So enough about me. I heard you say your wife
Leo.
was behind you. So that's your right hand man. Your peanut butter
Oh
and jelly.
man,
You guys do everything together.
everything. My wife. Our story is real crazy.
I
So
want to
I've
know
been.
it. We want to know it.
Yeah.
Winding down has time. Come on.
All right. So for me, I've been in the music scene for a while. Here in this area. So like I've been grinding since I've been like 18. I had a commercial that was on the radio. That was like my first stint of hearing me on the radio. Um, with a DJ Lord Jazz, and then from there, um, I was in an independent label, F.A.M.I.S.H.E.D Entertainment. We explored various areas back and forth from Atlanta here, all parts of South Carolina. Just getting our names out there. Going to different showcases and everything, and then I had a song that I moved to Atlanta for a year in 2008, came back 2009 and 2010, or between the end of 2009 and 2010, me and this guy named Kenny Kane, we had a song called Fly Away. And that song hit hard so many
Yeah.
places. I mean, it wasn't just here, like it's across the US, people know the song. I could just start singing the hook and like it's like a Negro spiritual in the club. And so the irony is that like my wife, she's 4 years younger than me. So like she was in high school listening to this song, skipping class and blasting me, So like when she started modeling after school, and so from there she was invited to be a guest model for an artist. It was something she never did before because she was doing like runway and fashion modeling. So she ended up accepting this invite from this dude that was totally flirting with her, but he wanted her to be the stage piece for his artist. And so that same night, the guy who was managing this artist introduced her to me. She was like, "That's, you hear that song Fly Away?" She's like, "Yeah, that's my shit." He was like, "Well, that's the dude that sing it right there." And she looks at me, and then like, oh, and he looked like that. Like, that's my favorite song. And so both of us, we didn't actually hook up there. We kind of acquainted with each other like in passing or whatever. But she'll tell the story like totally different, totally dreamy. Like, it's funny. Yeah, yeah, right. She'll tell it totally different. Yeah. But from there, like she got casted as you didn't do that video, right? Okay, she got casted as she was supposed to be casted as my girlfriend in the music video, but she got casted as my wife in the movie, or a girl that was gonna marry me in a movie. So like, it's crazy because we end up getting married. That's a long story. So other than that, we got married years later. And so we do everything. She's a licensed cosmetologist. We definitely grew together. So, I was there when she went through school to finish all that. I'm the business-minded one when it comes to establishing businesses, LLCs, all that stuff, paperwork and all that. So I helped her establish a business, and she's been booming especially during the pandemic. She started booming as a black nail tech. She chose that field versus the hair. She liked doing hair, but the nail tech is what really gravitated to her. And so she does that in this area. A lot of people know her for that. She's developing products for hair growth, and like a whole hair care system. So, shampoo and all that coming together. So, we're finishing that up. And then on my end, I do website design, graphic design. And then, of course, I'm an artist. I had that trucking business for a while. I stepped back from that, and now I'm starting a landscaping business. So, I juggle a lot of things. I help people around the community. Community knows well. I'm from here, where I grew up at. I came back. We used to stay in Columbia, South Carolina. So, that's my ace. Like, we're a fun couple. We kind of like a hippie couple from the 60s put into this age. We old souls, we wise, we spiritual. We we're very aware of, and we're growing more and more aware of ourselves, and growing more aware of our kids, because our kids, they're really talented, but we know the industry, you know what I'm saying? So, and just the world. So you just gotta, you want to guide them the right way. You want your kids to be invested in something that's going to guide them towards greatness, and not the, foolishness that'll distract them. So, of course, you want them to have fun and everything, but, my kids are very intelligent. So I'm guiding them towards coding. Because like you said, with those automatic trucks, somebody has to program those things, right? So, I've been learning coding a little bit myself, and I've been seeing a few kids cancel coding. So, they're only 4 and 6, but I'm pushing them to learn math at an extremely well rate, and they have been. So, from there, I know they'll understand that coding. I was very good at math, trig, algebra, everything, calculus, pre-calculus, advanced calculus. I took all of that, and aced it. I love math. So that's me outside of music.
Math, then what do you think about that cryptocurrency or trading?
I think trading is very, I trade too. I do that too. I trade in Forex and in the stock market. I like the stock market better because options are like the more secure way to get your bag. You know what I mean? The Forex is so fast. Options? I just heard of that. I just recently heard of pocket
options. You're trading in a minute, and if you want to link in about that, I'm definitely it's a minute trade, so you're winning in minutes. So you figure if you in 5 minutes you can win $100 in 5 minutes. Are you crazy?
Yeah, we got a link on that. I just heard it. Well, as you can see, my mind is, is there to be that mogul, so that's what I'm developing into. I'll be Diddy by age 50. I'll be like 12 Diddies.
No, we're talking about Are you 40 yet?
No, I'm not 40 yet.
Are you 35?
I'm not 35 yet. I'll be 35 in July.
Okay, you'll be 35 in July.
Yes.
We can do some things to have you where you're a millionaire by 40. Have you ever heard of Metaverse?
Yeah.
You heard of Metaverse?
Yes, I have. I just downloaded an app that allows you to purchase the land. So
oh, that's nice. Purchase some land. People better get with the times. The Metaverse is where it's at. You get Metaverse. The next thing they're gonna do is try to see about the credit. But what you can do with Metaverse and the credit thing is you can go look into a CPN, and a CPN is like a social security number is connected with the Metaverse and some other things. So yeah, we're gonna definitely link after here.
You can use your CPN in the Metaverse. What? This is
you
crazy.
can build your world in the Metaverse and people can come visit you.
Wow. Yeah, that's why I was looking at the properties. Like people buying up the world. Like
people are buying the properties because those are the people who are going to be buying. Because what they're trying to do is make the world transparent, the new world order. So they're trying to keep people from touching each other and seeing each other and visually being with each other, which is the most benign thing I've ever heard. But they're trying it. Those that have money will invest in that. Okay, so once they invest in that, because they say that this world is going to be a calamity, whatever, we think, okay, heaven's going to come down and descend upon earth. Whatever's going to happen, they're trying to keep us to where we don't have to, we go shopping here. It was someone who made a Kmart in the Metaverse. So you're going to be able to make a trucking industries. You're going to be able to make houses. People are purchasing up these properties because these are going to be the major hitters that are owning Metaverse on the land. So you figure the people who don't know about Metaverse, every time I see an African-American brother, sister, minority, I'm bringing up Metaverse. I don't care if we're talking about chicken. Y'all heard about Metaverse? I want somebody to know, look, go check this out, right? If you want to know a little bit more, ask a couple more questions, whatever. And then find someone who you can navigate with, because once I found out that you could build a world in here, it made me curious. Like, do you want to be part of the 97%ers who really don't know too much, or that 3% of the population who knows everything? I mean, everything is right at your fingertips. So it makes sense. These people are buying stocks in Metaverse for what? Why are they buying land? Why are they buying stock? What are they going to do with it? What is Metaverse? Because those are going to be the people that are like the landlords, the mayors, the governors.
They're positioning themselves.
Once by the time, a few more years, see, Metaverse was started 20 years ago, but it wasn't ready yet. That's what people don't know. This didn't come out. Metaverse has been in effect for a while.
This is what I want to know, though. It's interesting about our people, black and brown people. Why do it take Metaverse for people to buy land? Like,
it doesn't.
It doesn't. Like,
listen,
there's
bro.
opportunities in both.
Ever since this crypto and this Metaverse came out, bro, you hear the more talking about land. But when I was like 20 years old, bro, my white homeboy Jesse told me, he said, bro, you know, I get around about $7,500 in my tax return every year, right, bro? He said, I got good credit. I got 810. And this was when we was 20. This when we was 20, right? He said, I got pretty good credit, bro. About 18 credit score. So when I go to the bank, is I monopolize. I go in there with a business plan and with my tax return, and I tell them that I want a triple investment from the bank. And so what I invest in is land, and with that money I buy land. So I just cut the timber off the land and pay the bank back with that, and monopolize again, and tell them I want a quadruple loan. So for if I get something for $20,000, a loan for $25,000 this tax return, the next tax return I'm gonna get a loan for $80,000. So he did this, right? And so I was talking to his brother on LinkedIn. He said, man, you know, baby bro, man, he pretty rich right now. I said, what do you mean? Man, he said, man, he just worth probably about 47 million. He said, you remember when we was laughing at him about that land and telling him to be young, live life?
Yeah.
Now he's telling us, you got to go to work so you can't live your life.
Right. Right.
You know
And
what I mean?
what? You know what's crazy though is that that was Martin Luther King's last speech. It was about buying land. Before he was assassinated. Like, he was really telling brothers to be on that. And it's kind of like, that's how I looked at it, as a silence to that move. Like, for us as Black people to get to the point of like, re-owning land, and we had Black Wall Street. It was decimated by the government, of course, but at the end of the day, we always had the entrepreneurial mind and spirit. I mean, us as slaves, we had to be the ones to come up with the cotton gin. We had to be the ones, because at the end of the day, we're the ones doing the work. So why would they make it easier for us to do the work? You know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't be in their interest. They already making the money. It's not on their mindset. It was in our mindset. And from that, the assembly line was formed. Henry Ford copied the assembly line from the cotton gin line. So it's very interesting, how our history is erased. There was a book I read a while ago. It was I think it was like Black Tech Billionaires or something like that. And it was just talking about so many unsung Black heroes of technology, and like how the first supercomputer was made by a Nigerian, and so, things like that, it's not really recorded and it's not really praised and put out there. So the youth among us can look at our superheroes. We're looking at Marvel. We're looking at drawing characters. We're not looking at real people. We're looking at animation. So, it becomes a time now that information is everywhere. It's great, because we had cord phones. I was born in '87, so I remember the phone with the cord still. You know what I mean? But a kid now, they don't know nothing about that. You know what I mean? Because they don't know nothing about actually going and picking up a heavy encyclopedia by letter to know what you want to look up. They know Wikipedia. You know what I'm saying? So it's so right there, and it's in your face that it's not just information given from father to son. Because that dude you talking about had a father that told him that. I didn't grow up with my father. I had to learn all this on my own. You know what I mean? Like, I had to really like look at male role models in my neighborhood that were doing something positive. And I just gravitated to that because I always wanted to be a good father, from the fact that, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of different that a lot of us come from circumstances that push us to be greater. And then we adhere to that. We arrive at that greater level. Look at Jay-Z, Marcy Projects. You know what I'm saying? Like, single mom, meet Memphis Bleak.
Even Kanye West. Even Kanye.
Right.
That's memorable. I mean, I live in the Chicagoland area, and I watched the Jeezy thing.
That documentary is crazy.
Right. Just watching the Jeezy documentary and just seeing where he's from and knowing exactly where those buildings are, or riding right by those buildings, or riding right through the neighborhood and knowing exactly what goes on in those neighborhoods. And regardless of what they say about Kanye West, he's a genius. Anytime you can go from where he went and how he did it, with who he did it with, regardless of that jumping on the stage and doing whatever he does. And people are bipolar. Okay, people are, that maybe that's not even, maybe that's Chicago. Maybe that's just what
that's the world. The Popeyes craze was just a minute ago. People act like that didn't even happen.
Right, like people act like the weirdest thing, like, it takes you to go to Chicago to see the weirdest thing on the planet, and you just be like, I gotta be in Chicago. I gotta be, because it's just, we're classified in a different, like we're the worst thing ever, or like the people.
Chirac.
Yeah, Chirac, and I don't live in Chicago. I don't. I'm in the suburbs, and I've always lived in the suburbs. By way of my parents. I had both of my parents, so when they were living. But my grandmother lives in the Gulf of Chicago, right in the middle of the west side, right by Jewtown. So I was in Chicago all the time, and I'm still in Chicago a lot. Uh, Everything in Chicago isn't bad. Everything isn't, and it just takes some people. Some of the big people. Sometimes you got to start at the top. You got to take the moms and the dads and the leaders to come together and join forces, and even the people and the leaders of the gangs and whatever can come and join hands to stop the gun violence and stop these things just giving us this bad name. It's like we're the top of the list right now. It used to be New York, and like now they act like New York, ain't got nothing on Chicago. And I doubt that. I really, really do. I doubt that. But it's so much talent in Chicago. And what I've learned is there's so much talent in South Carolina, North Carolina, Maryland, Baltimore, Vermont, Utah, Oklahoma, just these other places where you find just the most extraordinary talent. Delaware, and we got a client that's from Delaware, original state, and I just amazing artist, amazing, and sometimes it's just an opportunity. Sometimes it's just that right opportunity. Sometimes it's who you meet. If a person will give you an opportunity, if Biden gave you an opportunity to be his main man in the agriculture department, if he gave you an opportunity, I know if he gave me an opportunity, what I would do. But if he gave you an opportunity, what would you do? You're going to make the best out of that opportunity. And then from that point, your head should be spinning and saying, we're going to have long-term money, generational wealth. But if you've never been given an opportunity, how can you get there? You're going to be on a steady chasing your opportunities, chasing it.
Well, I think Black and brown people need to learn this. And please listen to me good. Write it down. Take a picture of the word coming out of my mouth. Information is power, and power is priceless. Once we get that, it's a wrap. I'm going to say it for the people in the back of the church. Information is power, and power is priceless. And see, the reason I say that, man, because if you've ever been around a person from Turkey or a person from the Czech Republic or just a person from overseas when they migrate to America, and if you ever been around a person whose grandfather is from Sicily or Italy, or they always talk about information. They don't really talk about money. They about their money, but they don't talk about money. They always talk about information. You know what I mean? And so information is something that people hold high in value. Like people of business or certain stature, they don't even be interested by the information, the money. They want to know, let me look at this information on black and white. Let me see if I can put this on a PowerPoint presentation and I can have 10 people to invest $3-4 million. That's the type of information they want. You know what I mean? Like that information, man, that right there, it's serious, man. It's very serious. When I was at the height of this music thing, Christou, I was in contact with Shy Money XL, which is the president of G Unit. And I was trying to get a meeting with 50. He said, baby boy, it's 365 days in a year. 358 days of the year, 50 is in a meeting. So it's like Chinese the arithmetic trying to get a meeting with him. He's like, we don't barely see him. So when it comes to any type of business, man, like at the height of it, it evolves. It evolves. If it's really not evolving, then you just gotta go back to the drawing board. Not saying what you're doing is wrong, but there is a better way. And everybody may not know how to do it, but as Ms. Jordan say, remain coachable and teachable, so you can learn how to do it. You know what I mean? And so that's just like with anything, man. That the information is powerful, man, and power is priceless. For real.
Most definitely.
And I'm gonna say who I say maximize the fella y'all was just talking about. No man in the music business in America is smart as Kanye West. I promise you, bro. I promise you
Man,
I don't know about that. I don't know if that's wait.
For a person who they only wanted to make beats and said that you would never sell 1 million copies doing a rap album, and for a person that they said you can't do fashion because you know nothing about the business, and for a person to invest that money in 4,000 acres in Wyoming, bro, when now he got all the rappers trying to invest in land. I just seen a video with Rick Ross. You know what I mean? He said he ain't had nobody cut his trees down. He cut his own trees down. He said he want all the money.
Look, let's do this. Kanye West, genius, right? Genius. But there's some ingenious people too. That word. So we can get the dictionary, encyclopedia, and or phone because it has that smartphone. Look up the word ingenious. That also means, on top of their game. So let us not give props where props are due. Kanye West is a genius, but Jay-Z was, you can never be.
That's too different. That's too different.
It's just, wait. It's too different, same realm. Too different, same realm.
Kanye did some real country boy type shit. Some real country boy type shit.
My daughter could never know more as me. Period. How can Kanye get signed on to Rockefeller Records with Jigga My Nigga and then he is bigger than Jay? No. They're all geniuses in their own way.
I can tell you why. If we ever do any research on who Kanye mom was, you really know why that he can do that.
Yeah, because she was. I know she was. She was a professor at the UIC.
Exactly.
That's where his words came from. That's where he learned how to, formulate these huge words and make them sound great. First of all, to me, rap is an art in itself. If you can put a mic in front of your mouth and rap and not sound like you're saying a poem, but rap and make these words come out of your mouth and then without thinking, just flow into a beat, that's a freaking genius. That's an art. That's an art. It's just wonderful when you hear someone rap. I don't know. It's a show that they have on YouTube. I don't know the name of it, but it's this guy and people come on his show and they just rap. Like, you know what I mean? They rap or whatever it is that they do. They're singing. He's a DJ though. And it's not, I can't think of this guy's name. I'm gonna get someone to tell me his name. And I mean, just
you ain't talking about Swiv. You ain't talking about Swiv.
I am talking about Swiv.
Oh, okay, Swiv. Yeah.
His show is so good. Like when you hear those people on there just rapping, just like coming off the head with that, like that is a art. It is a skill. Don't get me wrong. I am a jazz R&B lover. Like I love jazz music. I love the saxophone, piano. I love it. I love gospel music. I love R&B music. But if you can rap and you got some hip hop and it's good, you cannot just to be able. I don't know. A rapper is an artist. I think so. I just think if you can rap, you cold.
I used to love hip hop, Christou. I gotta be honest with you, bro. I don't love hip hop like I used to, bro. I promise you, I don't.
I want to know where your music is, and we gonna play it. And I'm gonna tell you this right now: my kids are big on supporting their mother. Now, my kids are 28, 26, 25. Whenever we put somebody on this show, my kids play their music and blast it, and next thing you know, all they homies got it. My kids, they got a clothing line called Born Hungry Apparel that's hot. These people like go all over, and these kids are all in Mexico. They hang out. My son, it's not a nationality in the town that doesn't know him. I don't know why. He's a trendsetter. Play the music. If it's hot, let them listen to it. They're gonna blast it out. People be buying your stuff in a minute. I promise.
Oh, they gonna love mommy.
A royal will be listening to you, the king. I'm telling you. I'd be like, I told you they was going. Everybody out here listening to you. You might be selling it on, people sell their music for, I know someone right now selling their music on Amazon for $1 or Spotify or something for $1 when he should be selling it for $10 because he's that good. Why don't shortchange yourself?
I've been working on that. I'm actually working on I haven't even told most people this, but I'm working on a project that's I haven't done an R&B album for a while, so I'm working on an NFT album that's R&B of mine because I know it's gonna be solid gold. But they definitely, I mean, ChristouDaKeeng.com. It has all my links to everywhere. All my social media is the same. Like you can go on all platforms everywhere. You can Google. I certified my Google page, so like you can find me. Christou DaKeeng, everything. My most popular song right now is Twerkathon. It has 40,000 views on YouTube. The song I was featured in Fly Away, that has like 100 and something thousand. Me and my wife, the movie I'm talking about that we was in, that has 2 million views on YouTube. It's called Money, Power, and Fame. It was a low budget movie, but it had a good storyline. But yeah, it had a good storyline, and that was like,
you
my
guys
first...
are actresses and actors too.
Yeah. We have a picturesque family. She don't want to be.
She don't like
she don't want to be on camera right now, but she's right here. She's right here watching.
She ain't camera ready, girl. Next time you got to get camera ready so you can come out and hang out with us. We gonna have
She's
you guys on again.
Very beautiful woman. Very beautiful. Like yourself. You're a very beautiful woman.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Really
she's very beautiful. Most definitely.
Thank you. I feel regular, like I don't feel like that, but thank you so much. I want to hear what you have. We down to the count. We got 8 minutes. Okay, people are on my phone. Why aren't you guys saying nothing on here? I'm blow their minds, please.
All right, I'm gonna sing something that people's familiar with, so they can know I sang. All right, so I'm gonna do what I did last night at my performance. I sang a little R. Kelly because I have another song that's hitting called "You Ready," with a guy named LB, and so the hook of that song goes, "Baby, are you ready? Get naked." And then so that's that. But I sing this to introduce the song. My mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes, baby. I don't want to hurt nobody, but there is something that I must confess. I don't see nothing wrong. So that's that. Yeah.
You sound exactly like them. Like that's really, really that. A lot of people can't do that. Like
why you ain't saying that?
You sound exactly like them.
So why you ain't saying the piece on the notebook?
I mean, I just wanted to I like to give something people familiar with, so they, that's how they certify you in church. Like if you sung, I know I've been trained. You know what I mean? Like you gotta sing it right. You can't just come in church and sing.
You gotta come out there and sing her song right. Shoot, that's
for
my favorite
real.
song. That's my favorite. That's my favorite guy. Whenever I would try to change my life and people would think different, and I play that song. Bam! I don't got to say nothing else. I don't have to
Good Lord, that the angels in heaven done sign my name. Yeah, I was singing that one out. That was what I was singing when I was 3 years old. Like that's why I had to because I had a Michael Jackson high pitched type voice. So I sound a little bit like LaShawn Pace. You know what I mean? Like when I'm singing it. So it really jacked the emotion of the church. I can't go that high no more, of course. But
As you grow older, your tonality change as you grow older, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. My range has definitely changed. But I took vocal training, so it kept me on my toes with, my first year of college was music with an emphasis of voice. So I learned opera, I sung on a choir, and we learned a song in German, Uns ist ein Kind geborgen. That was the first line of that song. It's for the Son of Christ is risen or something like that. It was like a German spiritual or something like that. But like I've had a lot of different experiences in music, jazz band, concert band. I've directed a little bit. I played the drums. I played the quads in the marching band. Like that drumline stuff, I did all that. But I mean, I just been hidden down here in South Carolina, like, you know, but once the world see me, like I have the same abilities as Drake, Chris Brown, J. Cole, like all of them. You know, J. Cole is pretty, he's pretty advanced with lyrics. Like that's hip hop right now. He is, you know, like the closest thing you're gonna get to Jay and Nas and Jadakiss.
It's a few, man. But like I like Jay-Z, but how Jay-Z is people's favorite, he's not mine.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Okay. You know, like I'm more of a like you know, I grew up in a different era, so I'm always with Nas and AZ and like Rakim and Cool G Rap and Gangstar. You know what I mean? I like
them too.
For me nowadays, it was a percussion and an 808 drum pattern. People like it, but I actually listen to what they say, bro. Like, you got to have me lyrically engaged. If I'm not lyrically engaged, I can't give you no props. For real.
Gotcha.
Like Common, bro. I was listening to the Common Sense album today. Like people like Common who? Common Sense, bro. Like I've been listening. Oh, what? Like that's some of his best material, man. You know what I mean? Y'all know Common. I know Common Sense. That's why I tell the young boys, y'all know Common. I know Common Sense.
As far as hip hop for me, man, like I'm not a big hip hop head. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I like KRS-One. I like LL Cool J. I like Cannabis. So like in that realm, that's like the span of it. But like for me, like it was just like a world of music. Like I saw so many things. My mama put me on like the Bee Gees and the Monkees and you know what I'm saying? So it was like so many genres. Like I would just filter through that, you know, and get to like who I like. So like when it came to like hip hop, Outkast, you know, Luda, Jadakiss, those are like my, you know, like Mount Rushmore, because like Andre K is like a literal artist with the pen.
He's different, bro. He ain't even from the same planet that we on. Like he from like Pluto or Jupiter or somewhere, bro. Like he ain't.
And he doesn't have a box. That's what I love so much. It's like he has no box, and that's what I aspire to be. Like a lot of people try to put me as the R&B singer of South Carolina and put me against other R&B singers, but I rap, I sing, I can write a country song, I can write a song in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different things that I can do that the world hasn't seen yet, and I've kind of like had a lot of stuff like kind of under the radar that, you know, I want to do later in life, you know, on a bigger scale. But, you know, once the world see that, you know, I'm not sure that, you know, I know everything is in God's timing.
A quick trivia question for you, man. Who was Black people favorite singer in the 70s and 80s? Because I'm pretty sure you're a singer and you done been around like your mom, like she old school. So who would you say was their favorite singer?
People as a whole, Black people, who?
The Black people as a whole. Now, if
Black people as a whole.
If you don't answer now, if you don't answer correctly with me, you're gonna fall out.
It's different. If you say pop, then Michael. You know what I'm saying? Like
no, I said white singer.
87.
I said white singer.
White soul singer. White singer. Who, Mike?
White soul singer. White soul singer.
Man, you gotta chill.
No.
You gotta chill. You gotta get off Michael, man. I don't let people talk about
George
Michael.
Did you say
white singer? No. Hey, Christou, listen to me. A white soul singer. I ain't talking about Mike. I'm talking about a pure white boy. That was a soul singer.
With Patti LaBelle.
You right. Michael McDonald. Exactly.
Oh gosh. Now my mind went blank. You go ahead and tell me.
Michael
I'm drawing.
McDonald, of course. Michael McDonald, bro.
Okay, all right, Michael McDonald. All right, Michael McDonald. Yeah.
And see, so this is what I hear a lot of people answer. How you answer Nicole, but that don't do it for me. They know it because he sung it with Patty. Do they really know his music though?
Yeah,
you know
I
what I mean? Do they really know how cold his band was?
But you saying he was a black coach's best at that time?
Like he was
that's who the black people love the most in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, he was a white soul singer that black people love.
Got you. Yeah.
Michael McDonald and the Doobie Brothers.
Yeah. My mama definitely listened to him all day. Between him and Michael Bolton, she listened to both of them. Like
that's why we started to say Michael Bolton.
That's what I wanted to say, but I was like, nah.
Nah, bro, nah.
Yeah,
man.
And like he was almost there. It was like bad timing. I think it was bad timing. If Michael McDonald didn't exist,
Michael McDonald and Michael. So it was Michael McDonald and it was the Doobie Brothers first. You know, Michael McDonald, 2 of his brothers, and maybe 3 of his first cousins, and then Mike went solo. You know what I'm saying? And so, but man, listen. I know some cats that used to be his bodyguard, right? I met him along my journey. They said, man, listen. They said a Michael McDonald concert, you would definitely think you was at a Luther Vandross concert. Because that's how many of us is in there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, man.
I wouldn't doubt that. I definitely wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah.
I mean, just like we was, me and my wife was looking up Tina Marie the other day, and she has this one song that she loves played by her. I can't remember the name of it, but I've been here before. That's the name of it. Yeah. So
she was cold. She was cold, bro.
Yeah, and I was like, you know, I bet I knew who wrote that song, and I told my wife because I was listening to the lyrics, and Rick James wrote the lyrics to that particular song. So it was just interesting to me, you know. So I looked up Google, Wikipedia, you know what I mean, and just find out a lot about her life, you know. And I didn't know she went platinum under Cash Money Records. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Tina Marie was signed to Cash Money.
Yeah. Hey, listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Baby Brother Slim, bro. That's a sneaky maneuvering dude, bro.
That was a cold move. They went platinum.
When I tell you that Slim be in that background, bro, making a move, he make power moves, bro.
That was cold move.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man. And then I'm gonna say this, man. Since we got somebody, you know, who is from the Chicagoland area and the metropolitan area of Chicago, I'm gonna tell you, man, when people always get in this debate, who is a cold singer, and they don't never bring up his name like that. I don't know if they don't know about him, but I grew up listening to him. So I hear people say Marvin Gaye, you know, I hear people say Prince, I hear people say this, but man, bro, if people don't know how cold Donny Hathaway was, bro, something really bad wrong, bro. The most purest voice that, to me, ever graced the microphone, bro. Like, and then if you don't know about his daughter, Latha Hathaway, man.
Now that's who's hot.
Of course she's hot. You know who her daddy is?
Yeah, I know who her daddy is, but she's hot. But I don't think he was the smoothest voice. I think.
Yeah, I don't tip over Sam Cooke like that.
I would say you, bro. I would say y'all ain't listened to enough of Donny Hathaway.
Well, give us some.
I might do.
Yeah, I can tell.
You might not. I might not either because I'm a little bit, you know, too.
Yeah, so. I can tell, bro. I can tell, bro. He bro. Like, don't you realize, dog, that he was the first black college. He was the first black dude out of the city of Chicago to get a music scholarship to Howard University.
Nah, that's all right.
Cold like that, bro.
That's all right.
Yeah, and then back when
I still don't think nobody colder than Marvin though. That's just my dude, bro. Like his voice was so pure, like with the microphone, like on live. You feel me? Like you can listen to his live record without listening to the studio records and still feel the vibe.
Like all them songs you hear that was sung by Roberta Flack and Phyllis Hyman, Donny Hathaway, that penmanship. Yeah, bro. So I got a thing for people that write and sing and play. So he write,
Marvin
he
did that
songs,
too,
and
though.
he played piano.
Marvin did that too, though.
No. You better do your research, bro.
He didn't do the hits, but he did it. He did right. He didn't do the hits. Like
he wrote later in his career.
Was wrote by Ike Turner.
He wrote later in his career, bro. Because remember, Barry Gordon had a writing team, bro. He had a writing team. You know what I mean? So a lot of them cats that were signed to Motown wrote later in their career. He did write, but it was late in his career. You know what I mean? And so, you know, people really don't understand. Yeah, Ike went through his thing with 10 years. Yeah, Ike wasn't the best dude, but at the same time, his penmanship,
Ike got hits. I was like, what? Ike wrote this? What?
Yeah, man. I was the wizard with that pen, but yeah, man. But man, Chris, it's been a pleasure chopping up with you, bro. You already know it's always a pleasure chopping up with you, man. For sure, man.
Man, it's always love, man.
And I'm
glad
doing this. I'm glad you got to kick it with Miss Joy. You know, interesting conversation.
Definitely a pleasure meeting you. Definitely a pleasure, and we definitely got to talk after this about metaverse and everything else. We've been down similar paths, I see. So we definitely got to link up. And you're Aquarius, so I know you really on top of it.
Right when I'm eating. No, I can't do that fast to catch up so I can say something. But absolutely, I'm so happy that I met you. I'm so happy that you're the second person that has actually came on the show and asked me a question to want to find out a little bit more about me, because I rarely interview or rarely.
Oh, listen, he like you, Ms. Joy. He asks questions. Yeah, for sure.
I'm all about building relations, and
he asks you questions.
I love that.
Even people don't want to answer, you ask them. Right.
Like I'm not an opportunist whatsoever. I'm a relationship builder. Like I think there's
a difference, and that's what I heard in you. I didn't hear opportunist. I heard inquiry. It's different, and
very much so.
To inquire is to want to be taught, meaning that you're remaining teachable, and anybody that's remaining teachable and you're around me, I'm going to pour into you because somebody poured into me. And as long as I can fill somebody else's cup up, that's because my cup is overflowing. So if my cup is overflowing and I can overflow it, I'm going to give it to somebody else. They say each one teach one. I don't, charge anybody for that information. People charge you for stuff like that,
Yes, ma'am.
But when you're building your Christou, knowing how to ask questions is key. Because some people ask them, but they don't know how.
You remember I did that podcast, man. Like I'm built for this. My mom, she worked at a radio station for a little while. She was actually only the person putting in the music because it was the tapes back then. It was a radio station in Baseburg, and Kenneth, what was his last name? I can't remember, but he was the radio host. So I would sit there. I'm probably like 7, 8 years old. I sit there and watch him, like the commercials, and he'll come and tune in and say his thing, and he did the one takes, and like that kind of prepared me for how good I am in the studio. Like when I go in the studio, I kind of lay it down, like vocals. I'm about to start doing a YouTube series about like how I stack vocals and do background vocals for other artists in the area and things like that. So that's just a part of like the repertoire of what I do, but I don't show a lot. So that's what I've been working on these past couple of years. Like I'm always like head focused on learning, investing and things like that. So I don't really put the camera on as much. So, I've gravitated a team around me that's been helping me a lot more. And then my wife is, she stays on it with, just helping me look good, helping me,
Say that one more time, what you just said you had around you.
A team, I'm developing a team around me that's been, helping me a lot, and so that's I think, team. I'm always that teamwork, makes the dream work person. Like, you know, it's just, I
You
don't
can't
think,
do
you
it
know,
without a team.
right. Like people say self-made, you know, it's good for your brand at a certain point you get built. I guess, you know, to sell the dream or whatever. But like
Right.
for
It's
me,
not
I
true.
understand. Yeah, right. Right. I
It's
understand
not
it's not
true.
true.
If
You know,
you
there
in the
was,
Right.
studio by yourself and you pushing this button and running around to the back of the studio, shutting the door, singing the hook on the mic real fast, going back, listening to you not doing all that. That's not gonna work. It's a team. Somebody is in the back doing something. It might be just you and that person. You may have wrote it and sung it. Okay, but I can't do nothing by myself.
right.
That's it. I can't do anything. I'm talking about as far as not being a businesswoman, not being an entrepreneur, but I'm talking about when it's time to put the dream together and make things happen to get to that next level to where we can build a brand and make millions. No one can do it by themselves. I watched a show today that enlightened me about a whole lot of things, and I'm about to watch it again only because it was so powerful. It was called Queen Boss, and it's on BET Plus, and it's a documentary. It's not really a documentary. It's similar to Shark Tank,
Mm,
but outside of it being Shark Tank, it's African American women
mm,
entrepreneurs talking to Russell Simmons' daughter and two other prominent African American women. And these people are selling themselves, pitching themselves, doing their businesses, and just to listen to the pitch, listen to everything that they say, and then when they go talk to these other people give them guidance and tell them what they need and offer them 50,000, 100,000, 25,000 to build their shea butter or to build their soap or whatever it is they want to do, build bras, whatever. But the part that's important to me is not what the people are selling or what the people are pitching, but the questions that the people who have already been previous business owners ask them.
right.
Because when I get an opportunity to pitch my company or pitch myself in front of someone, or when I'm talking to someone in regards to sponsorship about my client, I need to know exactly what to say. If I'm pitching a tractor, or if I'm pitching this field that we need plowed to some John Deere guy, I need John. He's going to ask me some specific questions, and I need to know about, how deep the ground is, and so on and so forth. So you want to hear these major hitters and these major questions because they're very important. And
Right.
when you build when you build, you've already built your brand, but to have your wife behind you, to have your team behind you, to be able to build your children up in a way, and they watch you guys, you know, go to where you're going and make it to that next level. That's going to be an amazing thing to be able to look back and see where it started. To look back and see where it started, because you were going all the way back to I was 3 in front of the mic and I sung this. So as you build your portfolio all the way up until today and replay your tape and thinking about all the blessings every day, he gonna give you something bigger than that next one, just because that's how the energies of the world work. You guys are gonna be where you need to be really, really soon. Again, I'm Pavani J, CEO and founder of Exquisite PR Firm LLC, host of Exquisite Conversation, host of Winding Down Late Night Conversation, and I'm right here for you if you ever need me as far as anything, owner operator, metaverse, crypto, trading. I mean, I'm not saying I'm all that or anything. I'm saying I'm all that. I am. I'm saying I'm all that.
That's all right. Yeah, we gotta be
And
proud,
guess
black
what?
people.
If I can't do it, I know somebody who can. That's the bottom line. That's how
Say that, Queen. Say
if I
that, Queen.
can't do it, I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna go to my phone and I'm gonna figure it out because somebody in this phone knows something about something, because I'm not gonna connect myself to anyone who doesn't know anything about something that's popping, something that's new, something that's making money, something. I'm just not gonna do it. I can't connect myself to people that aren't doing anything. I can't. And if we did have a connection prior to now, that's why it's called prior, because there was before now. I can't move. I'm going this way. You can't. This doesn't work. So we're going to figure it out and get them box trucks back up and running or get you some more and make some stuff happen. If that's what you really want to do, then we can make it happen. We can make it happen.
That's all right. That's all right. I appreciate you. I definitely appreciate y'all for this opportunity to showcase myself, my talent, and who I am. And just, you know, I want y'all to look at this moment because I promise you, this is history in the making. You know, this union right here, this meeting right here, this is definitely history in the making. And we speak everything, we speak life into everything we do. And I like that you do that. Like, you do that naturally. So that's dope. That's dope. You know, that's what we have to do as people of color. Like, we have to be colorful. We have to create. We have to manifest. We have to do all the things that God gave us to give the eternal life. And in that eternal life, when we pass, we take these things that we've learned and mentally went through and struggled through, and we carry that on. We use it as either a tool to advance us, or it might be a prison to hold us back. But it's on us and how we live our lives. So, you know, as beautiful Black people, like I love to see that confidence and, you know, that ingenuity and, you know, all the things that's made us great throughout the history. You know, and I'm here for it.
Absolutely, I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. Transfer telephone numbers. You can look me up on Facebook. I'm on every platform, even the ones that I don't even know how to work yet. I'm on those.
All right.
Twitch. I was like, what is Twitch? You know what I mean? I'm so nosy. I'm like, always. I have kids. So, you know, my grandmother taught me one thing, you guys. She said, be nosy because they gonna lie. And she wasn't telling the story. She was serious. So I have my ear to the wall, like,
yeah,
trying to find out what they doing. Just because, I mean, how am I gonna know? They're not gonna tell on each other, like,
right.
Not. So I'm not gonna know anything. And in addition to that, they think I'm a lame. Let them tell it. Like, Mom, you're such a lame. So
that's how they do.
And I'm like, I'm the coolest person in the world. Are you for real? Like, did you see Facebook?
Right. Oh, I can't impress my daughter for nothing. My daughter about to be 12 this year. I cannot. I feel like I can. I feel like she just be playing with me, like behind my back. She telling everybody, like, "Yo, you see my daddy music video?" But like when I ask her, like, "Oh, you see my music video?" She's like, "Yeah, I saw it." Oh, okay. But was it straight? Like, I mean, you ain't saying nothing else. Like, you just saw it. Okay. Like, did you like it?
Mean,
she's like, oh, yeah, I
mean, she might be like, you know, I just can't get my daddy ego. So, you know, like why? Like, you know, some kids are modest like that. Like,
I'm like that. Like, I'm real nonchalant about the beauty of things, I guess. That's what he thinks. He thinks I'm like always just like it. All right.
Yeah.
That's how my daughter is.
Jump up and down, do the splits. I don't know which one we say. It was like,
I mean, you know, I got women in my family like this. Just like I got people in my family. Somebody can write them a check for $1 million. This is just how they'll be. Thank you. Thank you.
But my boys look at me like I'm a superhero. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. Right. You know, your boys like, you know, they enjoy everything you do.
You want it from your baby girl. That's what
you want it from her. She was my firstborn too. You know, like, man.
You want it from her. You want her to be like, Daddy.
Right. You in today's culture. You listening to Future and all these. So I want you to include me with Future and Chris Brown and NBA Youngboy and all of them. Like, please do.
She's her dad. She just look at you like that. Like, you gonna be her dad for the rest of her life. Just like
that's it, bro. It's like no enthusiasm. Just be like, baby, you saw my music video? Yeah, I seen it. That's all you got to say?
Well, dad.
I told you I seen it. I mean,
oh man.
Yeah, and it's just it. It's just because your daughter. So she just like, her friends will probably go crazy before she will. You know,
yeah.
She'd be like,
cousins, like one of her cousins he was reciting my lyrics to me. And I'm like, what? I didn't even know y'all was listening. Tell Asia, she's like just nonchalant. Y'all really listening. Like, you know, so it's cool, you know, like I love it, you know, because it keeps me on my toes as a father.
Cause you know my other kids be telling her, man, that's your dad. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I guarantee you, the other kids tell her that.
That's
I
exactly
For
don't
what
sure.
know,
they. That's exactly how they probably are because I'm like that. And they're like, why you ain't? I don't know because it's
look,
just one
it took me a while to
day
even
with you and
realize
stuff.
like I was a celebrity around here. Like for me to even say that, like my wife
Right,
had to like
right.
get me on that. She was like, like you are a celebrity. I'm like, nah, like like other people are celebrities. I'm just well known. You know what I'm saying?
To you, to you.
But man, people stop to me like if they hear me, they hear my voice or whatever. Like, oh man, bro, I've been listening to you for so many years. I never seen you in person. Like it's real cool. Like I'm actually very well known around here, especially my voice
Yeah.
more than my face, but my voice definitely very well known
Some
around
people really read the CD case or something or the Spotify. Some people really read it, like you know what I mean, and
here.
know
Right,
your name and know your face. Some people really go get
right.
into it, and that's the best feeling in the world. I was out of the game for a few years, and in Chicago, people sell shoes and clothes and whatever on the streets. I was at a gas
Chicago got some
station.
hustlers.
Yes, and I was at a gas station. They were selling some
Bonafide.
Air Maxes. Like they had the car full of these young guys too. They had the car full of all kind of Nikes or whatever. So I'm like, I'm on the other end of the gas station. I'm like, I wear a 6. Like you find a 6 in there, pull them out, pull a 3 pair out. I'll pick one. They're hustling. Um,
Yeah,
when I turned around, the person noticed me from Divarella, from the stage play, and he was like, "I know you," and he hit his friend, and then they knew me from doing another show before when I was in Atlanta and then in Chicago, and he was like, "Man, oh, I'll give you a deal," and it made me feel so good that I'm back. It
that's all right. It do make you feel good because I found
really
out
feels
like when my
because I
daughter was
forgot who
born,
I
like
was. I
yeah,
forgot
my
who
daughter
I
was born
was.
like 3 years into me hitting the radio. So it's like for me, I had to, kind of like reevaluate my life. Like I gotta care for a whole nother person besides myself. And like I'm looking at myself like, how am I really taking care of myself? Like, am I really taking care of myself? It's like now
Yes,
I gotta
yes.
take care of two people.
When you really, once you get the concept of that and you do it, one thing I can say about life is when that life gets here, I don't know and I don't care what happened. I have seen many a young boy snap into grown men overnight. And
Overnight.
that's including mine. I mean, he was one way. And when his daughter came into this world, I mean, I hadn't seen my son cry in years. I seen him shed a tear. He wiped his face. Most men don't even want to hold little babies. I mean, she was fresh out the womb. He scooped her right up and held her up and looked at her, and it was like an energy shifted in the room. We began to pray. We were all holding hands, and they were in the middle. And I don't know. It's been uphill from there. Um, I
That's
think
what's
he
up.
might go pick her up before her mom, like pick her up, drop her off at school. He changed everything he's been involved in. I'm proud of him, but not only am I proud of him, I definitely praise her because she is awesome. And I mean, they're not even in a relationship, but I love her to death. My granddaughter's perfect. Speaks Spanish, all kind of stuff because they've taken time and they're co-parenting really well. Like, man, it's amazing to see some young men snap into manhood overnight. I mean, it
Right.
really is. And that's what I hear that you've done. Um, Look, we're running over. I know your wife probably like, is y'all done yet?
Oh
But
no, she cool. She chilling, sitting here being
is she
nosy.
okay? I have to be in that 18 wheeler in about 3.5 hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. And
Yeah, I gotta get up early too. So we both
yes,
hustling. We
for
gotta
sure.
get it.
What about you, Jacob? You hanging out, or you wanna hang
Nah, I'm
out?
I'm 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 done. I've been doing this podcasting all day today, bro. I done did 3 different shows today. I'm done, bro. I gotta give the $1 million voice some time to rest, bro.
That's what's up.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, everybody, I love, love, love everybody on this panel. Thank you so much. You just graced the show. The next time you come back, you'll be bringing your wife. Again, I'm the CEO and founder of Exquisite PR Firm and the host of Winding Down and Exquisite Conversation. And to the upright part of me, I have
King Jacob, man, your baby mama's favorite radio host. And then my boy, man, you know it's always a pleasure, man. And bro, I love you like a brother, so you already know what it is, man. We always gonna build.
You already know what time it is. It's the #1 soul singer, the #1 entertainer, the #1 songwriter, Christou DaKeeng, representing the world. You already know what time it is. Y'all catch me. Everything at Christou DaKeeng. That's Christ OU, CHRISTOU DAKEENG on everything. Y'all find me. Check me out. I'm right here. We locked. Let's go.
See you later.
All right. See you later.
All right, peace, brother.